Morning, Coach Brew here. We're doing our AMA or Ask Me Anything, first edition of this, and we're doing it live from Portland Jetport in Portland, Maine. It is 4:30 in the morning. I was up at 3. First question comes in from Dan in North Carolina. Very serious matter. How much wood would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck would? And the answer is, you're not giving me enough information to go on. You and Ross asked the same question. Are they in a pineland or a petrified forest? The results will be very different. Second question, who does your hair? I use a product called the Head Blade, and it's outstanding. That's who does my hair. Third question, what happens when someone gets scared to death, half to death, twice? Well, if you're a whole and you get scared half to death, you're half. That's one. Follow along. Count with your fingers. And if you're a half and you get scared half to death, you become a quarter, or 2 nickels and a dime, whichever you prefer. Next question is from Charlie in Indiana. Is the hokey pokey really what it's all about? I think it's all about the base or all about the Benjamins, but not the hokey pokey, Charlie. Next question. A friend of yours is a college coach. He needs help with recruiting. Is there a company out there that does that? The person you want to talk to is Jeff Sedenko. He can direct you to Tutor Collegiate Strategies and have all kinds of flattering things to say about them, Charlie. Next question from Charlie again. Thank you, Charlie. Can you explain the thought processes and emotions of women? Yes. Next question comes in from John in Maine. How do you win a New England Small College Athletic Conference lacrosse game? I think, John, it's the same way you win any game. You score more goals than your opponent. So when the ball goes in the other person's net, you score a goal. And the object is to, at the end of the game, score more of them than the other person. If this wasn't helpful enough, I want you to talk to Mike Daly at Tufts University. Next question is from Gina Paris. And Gina wants to know, hold on, let me get my notes here. Gina wants to know, how do we get the monkeys to wear the pants? And Gina, I'm going to have to crowdsource that answer because I'm really not sure. Next question comes in from Matt in Texas. What do you do on planes? Read, email, or sleep? Great question. Early flights like this 5:30 commuter flight, I sleep because I'm low on sleep right now. Then my connection, because you can't get there from here direct, it's Maine, is I'll either read, write. I'm too cheap to get the Wi-Fi to use the email. Next question, what are you most excited about in 2016? What I'm most excited about in 2016 is new project we have coming down the pike, which is called The Secret Playbook, Coach Morgan Randall. Stay tuned, Matt. Next question comes in from Randy Lawson. Randy wants to know, is that my real hair? Yes, that's the real glare coming off of my real hair. Next question from Julie in Texas. Boxers or briefs? I'm what you call, Julie, a bit of a fence sitter. And what I mean by that is I wear boxer briefs. I hope that answers your question. Jeff Sedenko in California wants to know if I can explain the thought process or lack thereof of his arch nemesis. His arch nemesis is a gentleman named Dan who asks ridiculous questions on Facebook. No, I cannot explain his thought process. Next question comes from Derek Volk in Maine. Volk Packaging. Why do fools fall in love? I don't think they fall in love. I think fools rush in. Next is from my arch nemesis, Cliff. He says, your arch nemesis is very handsome. Is that intimidating to you? Cliff, I'll answer it this way. I've been telling you this for years. Your problem is you are way too good looking. You intimidate most women. Women like a guy more like me, a little bulk in their diet. I think probably the best thing that could happen for you, Cliff, industrial accident. Next question, who's going to win the Division I lacrosse championship? Probably one of the teams that's in the Final Four. Paul Weaver wants to know, which do you prefer? Crystal Pepsi or New Coke? Sorry, I misread that. It's Cristal Pepsi or New Coke? I prefer Cristal. Thank you. I think you knew that. Next question is from Deborah Taylor. What's your secret to being such a rock star? What you need to do, folks, take notes. What you need to do is wreck a couple hotel rooms and then insist that there are no brown M&Ms in the candy dish in the green room. It's really that simple. Next question comes from Kelly in Tennessee. What if this is as good as it gets? Well, then I would tell you wherever you go, Kelly, there you are. Ryan wants to know, what are you doing now to make sure 2017 is better than 2016? And what I can tell you, Ryan, is we're moving. So I don't have to get up at 3 in the morning to catch a 5:30 commuter flight. We're moving closer to the airport. Don't worry, we'll invite you over. Next question, Jim wants to know, how do you go from charging $250 to $2,500 for a coaching program? Great question. Jim, what you want to do is you want to take a 0 and add it at the end of 250 and then put a decimal point to the right of that 0. That's how you go from 250 to 2,500. Next question, do you keep a packing list for traveling? Important question. Yes. There's a book out there by Angel Tussey and Eric Reamer called Lists That Saved My Business, folks. You want to get that. That's where I got my packing list from. And the final question is from Tyler in Iowa, who wants to know, how do you go from a transactional relationship to a relational one? And Tyler, I could answer that question for in another video for the low price of $19.95 in 3, count them, 3 equal installments. And the best part of that is if you purchase that now, I'll throw in for free another video. Thanks, folks. This has been Ask Me Anything with Coach Brew in the Portland Jetport. Talk to you soon.